The problems most people are having is they're nickel and diming themselves on the $100 jobs.
Yeah.
And those guys, they love you until they hate you. And when they hate you, they hate you. And so we looked at I think we were a third, a little more than a third, a little less than half. That was under $1,000. And it was all of our problems.
Are you wrapping cars more than 12 hours a day, every day? Working nonstop but can barely get by? Burnout, missing deadlines, and wondering just how much longer you can keep this up?
That was us too. We started our wrap shop buried under $250,000 in debt, and it felt absolutely impossible. But we dug out, built a profitable shop, and are still in the trenches of owning and operating a wrap shop. We're here to share what we learned along the way so that you don't make the same mistakes that we did.
And we're here to help you with the business side of the wraps, like pricing, building a team, streamlining your systems, ultimately so that you can run your shop and your shop stops running you.
Welcome to the Wrap Ops Podcast, brought to you by Wrap Fam Unleashed.
We're recording live from Grimco's open house in Chicago. If it is not on your schedule, it should be to make it out to one of these. So next week, August 26th, there will be an open house in Denver. Then November 5th will be in Atlanta, followed by November 12th in Orlando. And that will follow up this year of Grimco open houses with a full calendar of next year to come. So definitely get that on the calendar. Would love to see you out here. Today, we have Joe Duever with Vinyl Images. There is no way that you have not heard of Vinyl Images or at least the Duever name within the industry. But we pulled Joe off the floor. He's also was here exhibiting. So if you would have came in person, you would have got to meet him in person. But the next best thing is listening to him on a podcast.
Listen to my beautiful voice. Yeah.
So cool. Joe, give us the history of Vinyl Images.
History of Vinyl Images. Most of you guys probably know my brother, John. He's literally won every single tournament that you can win in this industry. He's an animal when it comes to this industry. He's very passionate about this industry. So he's out and about all the time. I am background typically at the office and running printers, production, sales, all that good stuff. So, but yeah, it's been fun. Started in the industry 24 years ago. Hit the ground running like most people. No daddy's money.
Yeah.
As you brought up, where people have that conception because we're young and dumb. And again, but it's the truth, but no daddy's money. And we actually bought out a company that was failing. Whether that was a good thing or bad thing, it turned out to be a good thing.
Yeah.
Didn't have any money to do it. Just got lucky and walked through the front door of a failing company and walked out the back. First couple of years, so we went from 4,800 square foot, I think, to 1,200. And then from 1,200 to 2,500, we actually knocked a hole in a wall to put a door in.
Yeah.
And then got kicked out of that because we didn't make rent for 6 months.
Okay.
It happens. No one's perfect, by any means. We didn't even know we got kicked out until the landlord showed up with new tenants. But then we found another building down the street with 4,800 square foot, and I could get 12 dualies in there.
Okay.
And I thought that was the biggest thing I was ever going to see. We wouldn't need any bigger.
Yeah.
And hit that ground running, started back up again. And that's about the time we had we call them come to Jesus meetings. We sat down, the three of us. Destiny is my business partner, my sister as well. John's my little brother. I'm the middle one. I'm the more passive one, I guess you could say. We just had a come to Jesus meeting. Are we doing this? What are we doing? Why are we doing it? And it pretty much was like, we are who we are. Let's just go. And that's where John went his way and kind of did the installs and got really good at that. Destiny became really top at sales, and I just did everything else. I'm a janitor one day and salesman the next. It's what you got to do. But I know every part of my industry and every part of what we do. And I think that's what makes us successful. Don't back us in a corner.
Yeah.
You're not going to win. Just simple as that. We're patient when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, and a lot of people say that, but not a lot of people have proven it. And we've proven it time and time again.
Yeah.
The bank's on the door going yours, or the landlord's kicking us out, or we lost our insurance, whatever the case may be. And now we don't worry about those little problems.
Right.
Have a credit card. You're like, oh, please go through. And now it's like, we're good.
No, I love hearing that. I mean, I obviously hate that you had to go through it, but we also went through it. I mean, there was times that our first, and it actually, in a weird way, I think I worked out. In hindsight, I probably would never do the deal again.
Sure.
But we took on like a sponsor car. We were going to do a full custom like art wrap on it. As a sponsor, literally put it on a credit card. We could not afford, like we did not have money in the bank to buy the material to wrap that car.
Been there.
And put it on a credit card so that we could then basically go on tour with it.
Yeah.
And from an actual sales perspective, I think it was a terrible move.
Sure.
But from a confidence perspective, it was phenomenal. It was worth its weight
on everything.
Yeah.
From monster trucks to drag cars to things with kids and stuff like that is an ego trip for sure.
Yeah.
To see your name on live television or to be interviewed with your local family companies or whatever, it is. But man, it costs money. Sponsorships, I've had one sponsorship pay off.
Yeah.
And I've donated a lot.
Right.
And you cannot go into a sponsorship expecting anything out of it.
Yeah.
And it took 5 years to pay off. It was dumping money, traveling the United States as well, and helping where you can, and thinking you're the big boy in town, and you're not. But it takes a while. Sponsorships are hard to do. So
no, they are. And since we've kind of removed from doing any type of sponsorships for like the kind of the color change market or the car show clubs or anything at this point,
last minute,
really the only one that we kind of do, and it was just like a no-brainer of a good, like it was a good deal enough of like if that money just go like there's like $1,200 or something.
Yeah.
And it was like if the money just goes in the trash, we can at least say we tried.
Yes.
But it was for specifically our local Corvettes club.
Yeah.
And that only had like 40 members, but before their first event after sponsorship, it already paid for itself. Well, so it was like, all right, we found
Corvette are old retired men that have money. Obviously, they drive Corvettes for a reason.
Yeah.
I love Corvettes, but I don't have one. I wait till I'm 70.
Right. But yeah, most of our sponsorships at this point are more towards like a local hometown expos or more community stuff. Like we sponsor the Little League baseball teams and stuff like that.
All our buddies have kids.
Yeah.
And all of our kids hang out together. So it's like, well, if I can't do it, why am I? And you can't do it while you're in business.
Yeah.
We want to make money, obviously, but if we can help donate or buy the guy's lunch behind you, like all that pays off.
Yeah.
And those old men have old money and have businesses that they've won from that need graphics.
Right.
So you have to pivot. You have to learn how to use that as you're not looking for that.
Yeah.
But man, it'd be great to have Jimmy come over to you, and he's the CEO of whatever company, and he needs 10,000 decals every week. You didn't know.
I would love to kind of talk about that then from like over 24 years, kind of how you guys pivoted from the beginning till now.
Oh, beginning, we did everything. I mean, from bumpers, from lift kits, from tires, wheels, business cards, yard signs, banners, and we did it all.
Yeah.
We could do it all.
If you pay us, we'll mow your grass.
Exactly. And that's true. And we come from that background too.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that was a lot of our companies were landscapers and stuff. So I could BS with them a little bit.
Yeah.
But we did it all. And it slowly got out of the business cards, slowly got out of the aftermarket stuff because we're not mechanics. There's money to be made in vinyl. But we wanted to offer that. I still, to this day, like I was telling you, I still order business cards for a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
I've done them for 20 years. I'm not going to stop doing them. I begged him to let me not do them. And it's just convenient for him. And it's a good joke for us.
Yeah.
And then, so we did everything for a long time.
And was it vinyl images the entire time?
It's always been vinyl images. It's been vinyl images in design, vinyl images LLC. So it has different entities at the end. Because we didn't even know what we were when we first started.
Yeah.
We were going to do 3D printing, it's because it's DDD, John or Destiny's first name, our last name. So 3D printing, stuff like that, 3D imaging. I mean, we had so many variables. We actually came up with the name in my mom's boyfriend's house, just BSing one day. And we had images and we had vinyl. And they were like so far apart. And then finally we just erased everything in the middle. And that's how it happens. It's something simple.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything to us. Like it wasn't our names. It wasn't a father that passed away or something like that. It's just simple 2 words we put together.
Yeah.
And it worked. We actually had a company come in to try to redo our name because we thought we just needed a change. And they pretty much told us we're idiots, that let's change your logo. So we did.
Yeah.
It's swooshes, and now we have a hexagon. And that changed everything. That little simple change changed the way everybody looked at us.
Huh.
And they'd already had a good view of us.
Yeah.
But that little change made us look like we were the normal guy. We weren't so busy. We were simple, which was great. It worked out great. And that's actually one of our friends that we went to school with. She's a marketing genius. And she's like, you guys just need to not worry about your name change.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. So, but we pivoted to get back to your original question. So we did everything for the first 10 years, 15 years. After about 15 or 16 years, we had another come to Jesus meeting and started looking at our numbers.
Yeah.
Our most expensive person that bought that our biggest corporation down to our least, whether it was $50 to $5 million. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
We just picked those numbers out, which I recommend everybody doing.
Yeah.
Because the problems most people are having is they're nickel and diming themselves on the $100 jobs.
Yeah.
And those guys, they love you until they hate you. And when they hate you, they hate you. And so we looked at I think we're a third, a little more than a third, a little less than half. That was under $1,000. It was all of our problems.
Yeah.
All of our problems. Couldn't get them to show up one time. Couldn't get them to put a down payment on a specialty vinyl. Couldn't get them to pick up on time. At the time, the last shop, we could put 20 vehicles in our bay and then another 5 outside. And then I asked the neighbors if I could borrow their parking lot. So we had room.
Yeah.
But the shop before that, there was 5 vehicles. That was it, inside and out.
Yeah.
We had to have you pick up on time.
Yeah.
And we realized that we had broken our own, we didn't have processes for that. SOPs. I hate the words. I hate them. Like and John hates when I say that, but I do because we all do them.
Yeah.
They're just not labeled SOP or processes.
Mm-hmm.
We all do them every single day. They're just not documented. And
Right.
it's hard to document how I got up this morning, but I do it every single day and it works every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So we started processing. So we got rid of a lot of the companies, a lot of color changes. We don't do as much. We still do them, but they're on our time,
Yeah.
on our money budgets and stuff like that. And we do certain pickups and drop offs and we have them for a lot longer than 4 days or
Yeah.
5 days. It is 10 to 15 days. I like to take my time on those because they are spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
Whether you're getting $5,000 or 16 grand or 30 grand, whatever it is, they're spending money and they need to understand that. And our demographic change as well. So our guys that can afford that, they understand. They're not in their office every day.
Yeah.
They're on the lake or whatever, and they don't care about that car in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So got rid of that. The Chrome deletes, God, they're awesome. They suck.
Yeah.
Chrome is very hard to stick to. There's nothing that you can do to
Mhm.
make it stick longer than it should. And everybody wants to do them for pennies. Guys, it's a race to the bottom. Go for it. Be number one at that. Go for it.
Yeah.
I'll still be here to pick up the phone.
And vinyl naturally will shrink, even if it's just a 16th of an
I
inch.
don't care what they say.
Yeah, but it'll.
Yeah, it does. It does. And you got Chrome, which is hot.
Mhm.
And then you got vinyl, and typically it's a matte vinyl or satin. So it's creating heat. Gloss reflects it. So there's certain things that people just don't think about, and we shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Because we've been told for 20 years that vinyl's the cure.
Yeah.
It helps us. But it does. It shrinks, and you always see that Chrome.
Mhm.
And so I've talked clients out of it. And I had a guy last week, we did our first one in like a year.
Yeah.
He goes, I just want it done.
Yeah.
He goes, I understand it's going to fail. I understand you're not warranting, and we don't warranty them anymore.
Right.
Any color change, as soon as it leaves my door, it is done. I don't care if it falls off, going down the highway.
Yeah.
You're done with it. And they signed the paperwork knowing that too. And that's hard to stick to as a business owner, to tell your client this is what it is. Because you're afraid they're going to badmouth you.
Yeah.
Well, if they're going to badmouth you, most people already know they are going to badmouth everybody.
Yeah.
It's not just you.
Right.
It's customer experience that they didn't have or they felt they needed. So, but yeah, we switched over from that. And then now we are, a lot of people say they do fleets.
Mhm.
And yes, a fleet is, what's your definition of fleet? Is it 100? Is it 1,000? Is it 2?
Right.
So there's a lot of different people that are like, I do fleets all day long. Well, they do 5, 10 fleets, which
Yeah.
is still good.
Yeah.
I do fleets. I'm doing thousands of them a year for different companies. So when I say I'm doing fleets, I'm in the fleet world.
Yeah.
We are there. People know who the hell we are. And that's just, it is what it is. And I don't care.
Yeah.
Like we're out there, and it's funny. I appreciate the people that say they do fleets, and I've got small fleets of 10 vehicles they do every year.
Mhm.
That was my first fleet. And I didn't even realize it was a fleet until they started doing it every year. And now it's a fleet package and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So, but we've been doing that a long time. We're shipping all over the United States, Canada, Europe. I mean, I got buddies over in Europe that help us out.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys over the pond. They're
Mhm.
great guys.
Yeah.
So we made that pivot, and it was tough because I did a Ford Fairlane the other day. Guy hasn't talked to in 10 years. He's just like, Joe, you've been, I know it's nothing now, but I need you to do it because you're the only one to do it.
Yeah.
I did. But I was like, here's the deal. I need time because I have to stop what I'm doing because it's like doing yard signs after you've been doing wraps your whole life.
Yeah.
You can do them, but it's a whole different way of doing things, how to print them, how to install stuff like that. So, but yeah, we made some pivots and realized that we have to look in the mirror as well. Sometimes you're your own worst enemy.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be slapped in the face with that.
Mhm.
And it's tough. We all have egos. So it's hard to crush that in a sense, but just take a step back and look at it.
After years of running a wrap shop, I've learned this. Your supplier should be a partner, not a question mark. That's why we trust Grimco. For over 5 years now, they have delivered on time and backed us when it mattered most. There's enough to manage in this business. Your supplier should not be one of them. Set up your new account today. Use code RAPOPS5 for 5% off your first order with Grimco. I love what you said about the literally just print off a report of, basically customer by amount spent. And
I bet you no one's done it. And if they have, it's because their accountant asked for it. But have they really looked at it? Did Jim Smith, man, we talk about him all the time. He spent $2,000 with us last year.
Yeah.
Why are we dealing with him? It cost us you have to look at all these things. And it's a good business. And we weren't when we first started. We thought we were. Yeah, it takes balls to go, okay, let's look at everything. And it's 5 or 10 pages. But then you just go from $2 all the way, and the sponsorship should be at the bottom. They cost you money.
Right.
But then you have to look at how much money that costs. If you spend $10,000 a year in sponsorships because you have a good heart and you love the kid that you're helping,
right,
but it's not making you money, good for you that you can do that.
Right.
But bro, you're not for a nonprofit.
Yeah.
You have to make money.
Yeah.
Unless you have a good relationship with somebody that's giving you free vinyl and free ink and free electricity, it's costing you money. So, but yeah, and that's the struggle because you get these big wins where a $10,000 check comes in or something like that. And you're like, oh, that's all of our companies. It's not. That's once a week, once a month.
Right.
And your nickel and dime stuff, the stuff you pull your hair out. You get gray. It's the dollar. It's the $100 job.
No, 100%. I know that we did this a couple years back where we pulled that report basically, and it really gave us a clear view of like we had one customer. It was like a fire department. Spent a ton of money with us. They were a great customer. We spent no effort marketing, sales, nothing trying to get fire departments. And it's like, this is like a top 4 customer.
Then why aren't you doing fire departments?
Why the hell are we not focusing on fire departments?
And that's because it's scary.
Yeah.
You never want to put your eggs in one basket, but we all have our eggs in one basket. Yeah. We all have that one client that if they left tomorrow, we'd have to fire people, or we have to pivot and turn. And the problem is we don't have the knowledge to go, let's do that.
Right.
Pepsi was ours. When we first started, we did banners. I did 35 banners a week at $17.50 a banner. I still remember it. Yeah. And blue vinyl, MacTech vinyl at the time, and mask. And we were getting the banners from Jack the Ripper. So they were sending, and it was $80,000 that first year. $80,000
in banners.
In banners. Yeah. If we would have lost it, we would have went bankrupt. Yeah. The next day, it wouldn't have been like, oh, we're going to slowly die. It would have been gone.
No, we had that in like the first year and a half of business. It was they're called the Premier Group, just a local like remodeling company, which is funny now because the building we're in, we actually bought their building that they moved out of.
Oh yeah.
But if it wasn't for them in the first like year and a half, they had like maybe 30 trucks that they were rebranding all of them. And if it wasn't for them, there's no way we wouldn't have done belly up because it's crazy. They were our consistent check. Basically.
I think I still have 5 clients that I've had for over 24 years.
Okay.
So I still have them. We do about 10 trucks a year for them. And when we were young, that was a lot. And now I don't want to lose them. I've kept them for so long. I've known the owner, they've passed. I've known the kids, they've passed. They moved on from the business or whatever. So now they're my baby. Yeah. So you have to take a step back. Yeah, you really do, because you don't know where you're bleeding. Especially if you're like, I'm doing $1 million a year. Well, how much money is in your bank? Right, 0. Well, there's something going on. Yeah, there's something going on.
And that's definitely the other side of it too. Is like you pull the first report and you see from a gross revenue, like who's spending the most money with you. But then the next one is you gotta whether you actually have a good CRM that accurately records it, or you have we have basically a paper trail or a PDF project workflow on every project that comes to our shop. We know to the linear inch how much material we burned for it. Sure. And we know our labor and everything else that went into it, so that we can also track margin. Yes. So it was another one was wall wraps were a very high margin thing.
So cool.
And it was when we pulled that first report, it was 2% of our total revenue. It's why is our highest margin thing the lowest percentage of our revenue?
You're doing 5 a month instead of 5 a day.
Yeah. And we just weren't paying attention to it. No. It was just, we were just, hey, if you want to wrap and you're willing to spend money, spend it here and we'll get it done. Yeah. And then, but exactly to your point, it was once you see those numbers, it's okay, we're not going to say, we're going to adjust to your color change point. We adjusted our price so that when someone is willing to spend the right amount of money, then we'll get it done. But we're not going to go, start price matching and, fighting to the bottom to try to get the job. Like if we don't get it, we don't get it.
Yep.
Our price is our price. We'll be happy to get it at that price. But outside of that, we don't want it.
Either I heard it or I made it up in my head, but I think I heard it from a well-known podcast. I can't remember. This was years ago, but he said when you're $1,000 and the customer comes back and says, "Can you do it for $900?" and you go and do it for $900, he knows that he can nickel and dime you every single time you give a price.
Yep.
If the apples are per apples. If the apples and oranges, a whole different deal. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing is when you say your price, look at the guy in the eye and listen. $10,000 is a lot of effing money.
Yeah.
But if I look you in the eye and say it's 10,000, I'm like, when you want to start, he's not going to flinch.
Yeah.
If I look in the eye and say, it's 10 grand, are you okay with that? Well,
100%.
Bro,
yeah, you have to.
No, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
So you do it for 95. Now all of a sudden your margins. So it's hard to be so confident that your cost is right, but there's a fine line to being cocky.
Right.
Because if you lose that $5 grand, if you're a small company making under $1 million a year, you lose that. That's a lot of money. That's payroll for the month or whatever the case may be, and then you start losing more. Yeah, so it's not that 10 grand you lost. It's not the $500 you lost. It's just nickels and dimes. And again, erase to the bottom.
I love your opinion on this because I actually don't do any of the, I've done it and I can do it, but we have 2 sales reps at this point. We have our front office that handles all our inbound. So I'm more like sales coach than I am an actual rep anymore. But usually when they come back and their, prices are large, that's pretty much our only objection.
Yeah.
When we are going back and forth and trying to figure out about the price of what would make sense, we usually try to make sure there's always a give and a take. It's like we can lower it, by whatever that is, 2%, 5%, whatever it is, but it has to be scheduled on this week. And that would be where Sam's trying to, play the Tetris game is I really need that project and that will close this week out for us. It's that's our negotiating. We can do it, but it has to be on our terms of this week.
But again, sticking with your price.
Yeah.
If I know I can get $5 from you, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
If I don't fall in those criterias, then it should be another tier. Yeah. It should be a different deal. And you should know that on the next time he calls. Okay, he's not going to be here on time. Or he's going to do this kind of FU fee in a sense, but not really. Yeah. You got to sleep at night. And it's hard to have that, but the less you feel value, the more the customer knows you don't have value.
Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
If the price is too high and they come back at you, they have sticker shock. Let's just be honest. They didn't know what it was going to cost them. And they saw it online at $5 and you're charging 10. And so that's a hard thing to deal. Been listening to a lot of podcasts, a lot of old salesmen for podcasts, and it's just the way you negotiate and the words you use to say you might be too high, but you're not.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what problems are you having? Well, the last graphic I used from this company fell off in 6 months. I'm going to solve you that. I'm only $10 more, but I'm going to solve that problem for you. Yeah. It's not costing you $10. It's costing you 2 guys to bring that truck to my shop on a Saturday afternoon because I told you I'd do it on a weekend. And then you have to pick them up. So you got 4 hours, 2 guys. Now it's costing you more than $20.
Right.
And you break it down to them. Do you bitch about the gas going up? Yes. Guess what? Don't go buy a soda when you get the gas. Because 10 cents is a lot, but it's a soda at 30 gallons.
Right.
It's not that much.
Yeah.
So you have to just reward it.
No, I love that. I'll give Peyton the credit she deserves. She's one of our sales reps. And I think she coined it beautifully. She pretty much said, buy nice or buy twice.
Yep.
And that was how she words it.
It's not. It's fast, efficient, or cheap or whatever. You can't have all three, but it's the truth. But we want to be a provider. We always want to provide for our client that's crying on the phone because they waited too long or whatever. We can't. Yeah. We could still provide, but they're gonna not show up on time. So you lost 10. But not only did you do that, but now your kill fee. Or they're gonna pay for the kill fee.
Right.
So it's $20 is not enough to bitch about. 2,000?
Yeah.
Where are you getting their cost from?
Now that
using XYZ vinyl or XYZ lamb or what printer they're using. A lot of that time it's not apples to apples. And that's the aggravation. I lose a client, that's why.
That makes sense. And I like that perspective as well, because we had in the same vein, we had a recent one where a guy tried to haggle for basically the cost of the tax, like $200 or something like that. And our rep was like, do I give it to him? And I was like, no, just call him back and tell him to sign the freaking quote. Yeah. at this point where, I mean, we're looking at whatever it was, $5,000 to $7,000 project. And we're nitpicking over $200. And I was like, just call him and tell him Uncle Sam gets his cut too, and signed the quote. And he did. He called him back. He didn't have to negotiate.
Well, sometimes you have to muscle.
Yeah.
That's strong. I had bringing that up. I had a buddy of mine or a customer, good customer, does 5-6 wraps a year, every year, brand new trucks. So I don't have to deal with anything.
Yeah.
He lives in the middle of the cornfield. That I'm leading to that part of the story. Brings the dealership brings me the truck. He doesn't even see them. He writes a check and he gets $100,000 plus trucks, F-350s, 4-door, fully loaded, trimmer package, platinum, whatever.
Yeah.
So we wrap this first one. Dealers or the detail guy picks it up, takes it over, details it, takes it to him. He gets in there a week later. There's footprints on the mats. Calls me up. I said, "What's up, dude? How you doing? How'd you like to wrap?" He goes, "Love to wrap, but your guys got my inside of my truck dirty." So that's funny. I said, "No offense, but I can eat off my floor, and I can't. I've done it. Like my office is clean." And I said, "How about this? Next time you drop a truck off, let me walk you through my shop. I just want you to see what I see.
Yeah.
Before you go and accuse me of something." This happens not just with dirt.
Yeah.
It happens with the ding and the dent because the guy never goes on his passenger side of his car.
Yep.
Ask the next client that bitches about that. Have you ever been on the passenger side of your car?
Yeah.
Oh, my wife gets in on that side. Well, so you didn't notice that scratch of the ding or that.
Yeah.
So he came in the shop, he opened our production door, and he goes, "It wasn't you." He didn't even step through the door. Perception, when he walked in our front office, when everything was straight, all the way to our production or install, when all the trash was picked up, all the way to production, and he saw the trash, solved everything. He goes, "I got 2 more coming."
Yeah.
So now he never questions me getting this truck dirty.
Yeah.
So but to get to that point, it's all about that. Making sure $200 is not a lot, but taxes suck.
Right.
Well, Sam gets this, but sometimes call him like, "Dude, it is what it is." Like,
yes.
Sign the line, force them.
Yeah. No, I love it. I know another negotiating tactic we've done. This is when, I guess, in regards to us, larger fleets, we're not doing fleets of thousands or anything like that. But we had one customer with a fleet over 100, a different customer with probably a fleet of 60 to 75. And they want to go with us because they know we solve all the problems, but we are almost double what our competitor
But you said you answered, you solve most of their problems.
Exactly.
That is key.
So in there, is there anything we can do? It was like, I'll never be able to touch that. So let's just make sure we're in the same ball field. But whether I can save you 10% or something, I want your designers to work with my designers, not go design it without us.
Yeah.
But
saves.
Yeah, your design team is going to be a co-pilot with our designers. And then that way we can if we just move this graphic, 2 inches up, we don't have to touch that door handle. Now we don't have to take out a taillight.
Yep.
And then if we shrink that logo by 1.5 inches, now we're within the 52-inch or whatever, print restraint. So now I don't have to, run 2 panels and run a seam or whatever.
Or we're going to keep the inside of that white.
Exactly.
Like the inside of the G of Grimco.
Yeah.
If for some odd reason we kept that white because it was more, that saves time and labor. And they don't see that, but it took 5 minutes to weed.
Exactly.
That after 1,000 trucks or 100 trucks, it's 500 minutes. Do your math.
So we've done that quite a few times now when we're trying to go back and forth on. For them, we did that with price pain points so that we weren't able to touch their competitor, but we also were, buy nice or buy twice. You're already having to wrap it twice if you went that way. And then the other one was someone that needed 12 transits turned in a day, but on site.
So it's a worst case scenario.
Yeah. So we
just ranked.
We worked with design and all of that in the same regard of okay, well, if we're going to do this, I'm going to put that back graphic in a way that I don't have to now remove that, Transit 250 emblem. I can leave it there.
Or it's a white wrap.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, I want a full wrap." Well, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You want a decal and you want to do 12 of these in 10 minutes instead of 12 in 12 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to spend $100,000? Great.
Right.
But you can spend 10. Let's just get this done, make you look good.
Yep.
Because it's only on for a weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we've done. So no, love your perspective of
awesome.
If you're nitpicking over $200, stand your ground, you'd be confident.
You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be. The what is it? Oh, Andy Frisell said it the best. The guy that walks away first has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And think about it.
I like that.
If you get up and say, "It was good meeting you. Thank you for your time. Here's my price. I'm so sorry, but we're just not going to make this work. I got to go." They're going to be like, "Holy shit, he just left this big deal," whether it's $5,000 or $500,000. but you had the know-how to say this is just not working for us. And most likely they'll call you back and say, okay, well, we appreciate your honesty, and honesty is the best.
Yeah.
And we want to go with you because you did this one thing.
Yep.
What did I do? Well, you moved your waddle this way. You're like, what? Okay, cool. Let's roll. But yeah, stand your ground and know your worth, but don't be so cocky in the fact that you're worth more than gold, because you're not, and you're replaceable.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So
no, I love
awesome.
that. So with 24 years of experience, obviously you've learned all of that the hard way, I assume, over the years.
100%. There was no this.
Yeah.
There was no videos. There was no how to. Rob Ivers. I still have his cassettes.
Yeah.
And he probably forgets to do them because he's been out of the industry so long, but he was in Kansas City or whatever. And that's how we learned how to stick vinyl. No water, no soap, nothing.
Yeah.
I literally watched his VH8 steps. I wish I still had them so I could have him sign them.
Yeah.
But that was the first thing. The older guys in the industry will be like, holy shit, I forgot about those VHS tapes.
Yeah.
So it's a set of 3, I think.
Yeah. No, I love it. I came about in the basically the Justin Pate Rap Institute, kind of more like now it's a full-on learning community, but I came in when it was basically just YouTube.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my, like, pretty much, I don't know, he must have stopped sending out the DVDs maybe just a few years before I got on the platform and started learning. Yeah. So no, I absolutely love that. I know we talked about a little bit of just like patience that we definitely, I mean, I've seen, like, it's funny now because now we're starting to get recognized as a shop. Yep. And it's like, well, it's taken us 9 years to be an overnight success here.
Dude, it took us 15 years to make our first $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, it took a long time.
Yeah.
And now it's not coming easy by any means. We're not millions every month. We're not.
Yeah.
But it's coming easier. When you have a client saying, just do it, you made it. You made it to the point where the guy doesn't even care about the cost.
Yeah.
And that happened, I think, about the 15 year in. I had a cousin. I said, what do you care about the cost? He goes, no, you treat me right. You never bitched or complained about an invoice ever.
Yeah.
So it's that. It takes time, and if you're fortunate enough to have daddy's money but you've never earned daddy's money, you're going to go broke.
Right.
Because it's always indispensable. Daddy's going to pass away someday.
Yeah.
And he's not going to leave it to you because you sucked the life out of it.
Yeah.
It's not fun anymore, so you have to earn every single cent. And I've made nothing and I've made a lot. And I've spent more money than I've made sometimes. It just is what it is. I know what a dollar's worth still. I don't go out and spend crap load of money on things. I don't have a lot of toys. It's just, that's it.
Yeah.
So I get it. So when a customer's like, I only have $5,000, let me work with you.
Yeah.
But if they're like, we have $5,000 per vehicle, sweet. How can we knock that down a little bit so you can feel like you can have more vehicles?
Yeah.
We can add value to you because we saved you money.
Yeah.
I had my design team work with your design team.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that's awesome.
No, I love that. So in that first 15 years, like, we'll say either the first $1 million is a good benchmark. I'm sure there's a lot of shops out here.
They'll get
that. That's kind of that where you want to get to. What was, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, kind of the big mental breaks or shifts or something that was,
I think,
unlocked them, because you don't do $1 million on your own back.
Oh, hell no.
So
the mental breaks for a family-owned and operated business is us. We're family. We tell each other F off, and then we have to hug and love each other on Easter. It's just the nature of the beast. So family is very difficult. And I'm black and white when it comes to my family, when it comes to business.
Yeah.
There's no gray area with me. Either I love you or I hate you. If I hate you, let's work on it. And maybe it's my perspective.
Yeah.
But and then finding we have too many irons in the fire all times, and we're in each other's sandbox.
Yeah.
That's just the simple fact. What you're good at and what you think you're good at are two different things. My whole office, you're the best salesman we have. No, I am not.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why I am. I don't, I'm not the best installer. I'm really good, but I'm not the best. I don't do it every day. I pick a squeegee once a week, maybe.
Yeah.
When it comes to fixing holes in a wall, I can do that too, but I don't do it every day.
Yeah.
But I still get out there and hustle. But it's just, you're always in your own space. It's always Willis to me. You don't understand my guys. No one works 80 fucking hours.
Yeah.
No one works 80. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
I've said it, and I never worked 80 hours. I might have been out for 80 hours.
Yeah.
Do the math. 40 hours a week is a lot.
Yeah.
And if you're working 80 hours, look in the mirror, because your time management skills suck.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I don't care who's listening to this. I don't care if they get mad at me. Your time management skills suck. And mine do too.
Yeah.
because I get into work at 4:30 or 5:30 every morning. I'm the earliest. Some days I get on Facebook and I don't get off for an hour. Some days I get all my jobs done in 2 hours. So now I'm waiting for my team to catch up.
Yeah.
But I still have a couple hours a day that I'm at work, but I'm not working.
Yeah.
We're not all working 24/7. I don't care what anybody says. I just don't. I think it's a pile of BS.
Yeah.
We all do work hard, granted. But 80-hour weeks, I've been doing 80-hour weeks for 10 years. The fuck you have.
Right.
You are 40 years old now. If you're still doing 80-hour weeks, then bro, you need to find something else to do.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Or you can hire the right guys.
Exactly.
But I still catch myself, 40 hours is nothing for me.
Yeah.
50 hours is really nothing with kids. 60 hours is hard. But I will do it if I have to. And if I have to, it's because I messed up somewhere along the line where I got rid of somebody I didn't need to, or he called in sick and we overpromised and under-delivered, whatever the case may be. Yeah. But anybody that says they work that kind of hours is BS.
Yeah.
I call my, that I say it.
No,
call myself out on that.
I was going to say, as someone who is definitely like, that was an ego part that I had to get over because I used to think how many hours I would put in was, that meant
don't
something.
Do the math. Don't do the math. I make X amount a year. Well, no, you don't.
Yeah. And I always, I don't know. I thought it meant something, and it doesn't, because now it's like I work less, but we accomplish so much more.
Because your time manager, right? You put the right people in the place.
Yeah,
exactly. It's key. It's good to be able to leave for a couple of days to come here to do these things as an owner of a business and not worry about the place is going to burn out.
Yeah. And
I could have done it 10 years ago. I just didn't. I chose not to. I put a shower in the office because I stayed at the office all day. Yeah. Washer and dryer. So I lived at the office for I literally the first 10 years I was there 24/7. Yeah. Because I had to be. We needed the money and I'm cheap. After 12 hours, my price goes from X amount to amount. Now you're $1 an hour.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. As an owner, you'll never, your employees will always want to own it, but they'll never want to be an owner.
Yeah.
Because they don't want the responsibility. You might have a couple of killers that do. They don't.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they want to go home with their family. They want to go to see your buddy at the lake.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And it's and that's a tough one because we get killers that walk in the door all the time. And on paper they're good, but when pen hits paper, it changes.
Yeah.
Times change. A lot of things change.
We get that. Well, I'll get people that will verbally tell me they want more hours and all of that. And then I give them the opportunity and they're like, I'm good. I want to go home. It's like, all right.
Well, in the past, not this crew we have now, because they're not everybody. We always say every year they're the best crew we have, and they are. For that year, they are because things changed.
Right.
So they're not doing what we did back then and vice versa. And we had a couple of years there where it was, we opened up overtime. Unlimited amount of overtime, just get the jobs done. And people still average 40 hours a week.
That's funny.
So when you open it up, it's, or they work on a Saturday. Well, did you even get 40 hours the first 5 days?
Right.
Well, no, all they did was make up the time on a Saturday. So perception is I worked 6 days straight. Reality is I worked 41 hours.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
no, that's fair.
It's tough. It is hard to be honest, and it's hard to take it on the chin, and not say F you because you're wrong.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. The numbers don't lie. You clock in and clock out every day.
Yeah.
You may be here 7 days a week, but you only work 30 hours. But it's time management. It's huge. Yeah. I'm just as guilty. So
no, I love that you meant it. I am too.
Yeah.
So in regards to time management, Joe, I appreciate all of your time here.
Our boss.
I am going to go ahead and wrap it up. I could talk to you forever. Thank you so much.
This was great.
For those of you that are listening or watching, please like, subscribe. And if you know a wrap shop owner that brags about working 80 hours a week, we all know who they are.
Oh, I'm going to get bad mouth on this. I don't care though.
Please send this over to them.
Send it over to
because you were just...
You got to sleep.
Spitting facts the whole time. I mean, it is real. It is just... If you're working over 80 hours a week, it's a time management problem.
100%.
Please send this to them. And again, we are at Grimco's Open House here in Chicago. If you do not have it on your schedule yet, you better get it on your schedule. Denver is going to be August 26th.
See you guys in Denver.
Grimco in Atlanta is November 5th. And then wrapping up this year is Grimco's Open House in Orlando on November 12th. If you cannot make one of those 3 upcoming, definitely stay tuned to their schedule. This is something that they plan on continuing, and it's a great way to meet Joe Duever in person, and some other just great people here as well. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. Please share this with somebody that acts like they work too much, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.
First mate.
The Rap Institute, the largest online rap training platform, now with a special offer. Use our code RAPOPS15 for 15% off your order.